welcome to this Aloha Friday 30-minute workout with I Jump Instead for all levels. My name is Sally and this is Stephanie. And we love Jam's World, and so we like to bring in their beautiful dresses into this Aloha Friday class because rebounding really is an opportunity for us to wear whatever is most comfortable. And so other than our workout clothes, this is the second most comfortable thing in the world. Well, let's be honest, this is more comfortable than the workout clothes, but this is what we're gonna wear in today's class. We encourage you to do the same for your Friday workout with us. As you may know, we go live in this class 6 days a week, and so we hope to see you in here consistently. And we know, though, that a lot of you are already staying consistent to these classes, and so welcome back, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna be using the Jump Sport 350 Pro today. Stephanie is on the Cellar Sizer Rebounder. Both of these rebounders are available on our website, ijumpinstead.com. In case you find that one looks more like your style, when you're watching both of us on these rebounders today, maybe then you could choose to eventually get one of these rebounders if you desire. These rebounders are really high quality, and so that's the reason why we use these two rebounders in our workouts here on I Jump Instead YouTube. All right, let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Yay! Okay. So 30 minutes, as you know, we get to stretch and strengthen our beautiful bodies on our rebounders here that make it so safe and effective. Let's go ahead and get ourselves into a normal standing posture where we feel like we're very balanced, but then we can also lay our hands on our handlebars, which I hope that you have in class today. If you don't have a handlebar, just make sure that you stay as safe as possible and consider getting a handlebar because it really is a performance bar. We can stretch deeper and we can do more strengthening work with the handlebar. It keeps us safer and we still get all the balancing benefits that rebounding has to offer. So go ahead and get yourself into that amazing posture. Feel your core strength coming into play because core strength really does keep us upright and feeling like we can go in and access our mind to muscle from head to toe. So feel that core strength with your hands laying on your handlebar and just get into a nice, easy bouncing. We want to connect with the bottoms of our feet because the bounce is translating up through our feet into our body. So let's go ahead and take a moment to get into the bottoms of our feet. But first, I do want to remind you to close your mouths so we nose breathe through the entire class. Nose breathing is the proper way to breathe, not only when we exercise, but also throughout the day and hopefully through the night. You can learn more about nose breathing from Patrick McKeown and Oxygen Advantage. Okay, you can research that and I'll mention it again at the end of class. So we're nose breathing. I also like to keep our breath very calm. If you want to breathe deeply in and out and notice that that feels good for you, that's fine. Otherwise, just keep your breath very calm. So as you're feeling the bottoms of your feet, pay attention to underneath the balls of your feet. Notice if your feet shift around and find a new position. Now feel underneath your heels. We like to think that underneath the balls of our feet translates more up through the front of the body and through the heels translates through the back side of the body. So it's important to work with all areas underneath our feet. Let's go ahead and do some gentle twisting to get into some stretching through our entire body. So we're going to go ahead and stay in this very gentle baby bounce. If you choose to stop bouncing during these exercises, you're always welcome to do that. And then you can bounce between exercises. Let's go ahead and take one hand off the handlebar and move it as needed to twist. And I like to call these Tai Chi twists. So reach around and stretch your whole body. And when you do, lift your chest and practice your perfect poised form. Look over your shoulder, getting into your neck. Feel your upper back stretching and stay in your core strength. I want you to also notice that your knees are loose so that you can get into your ankle stretching and your knees and then your hips, your obliques, your lats. Perfect. Let's go ahead and come back to center. We're going to lift one hand up and we're going to stay straight up and tilt to the side just gently here, stretching our hips out. Bring your hand back up and down. And then the other side when you're ready. Perfect. And notice that you're just going with the beat of your rebounder, stretching your whole body. Pay attention to how your jaw is still closed while you nose breathe. Your lips are together. Last one here. Your tongue is up to the roof of your mouth. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and take one hand and put it behind our head and lean the head into our hand, deeply stretching our shoulder. Relax your body, standing tall. Let's go ahead and twist open here so we get a nice spinal twist, stretching deep into our hips, going deeper into our shoulder. Lean back into your hand and come back to center. Switch sides here. Beautiful. Get into that shoulder. Relax. Now let's twist open here. Really use your core muscles. Notice that you're stretching your core muscles. We don't always have to be in a squeeze and a flex in our core. We can notice that those core muscles are getting a nice stretch. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do some shoulder rotations. Reach those shoulders up and back. As you gently bounce and find your groove, let's go ahead and rotate the shoulders the other way. Perfect. Let's do some wrist rotations. We're going to put our wrists together in front of us and do some nice big circles. You can even bring your fingers into it, doing little piano fingers, deeply stretching and strengthening your wrists and fingers. Go ahead and rotate the other way. We're also getting into our elbow flexibility and shoulder flexibility. Perfect. Let's go ahead and put our hands back on our handlebar. Bring our bouncing to a stop and do some side rocking here. And when we do, I want you to come up on the ball of your foot on the reached, lengthened leg so you can get into that ankle stretch. Feel free to come up as high as you can onto your tippy toes. And then of course you're getting into a nice deep stretch in your hips. And then you can bring your neck into it by leaning your head and lifting your chin up just a little bit to get into that neck stretching. Perfect. Last one. And come back to center and bounce, relax. Now we're going to do some easy forward back hip motion here just to get that loosened back. Make sure your feet are nice and flat and you feel yourself getting a lengthening in your core and then a lengthening in your lower back and the contraction in your core and the contraction in your lower back. It's very effortless and relaxed. But feel yourself feeling that strength in your core and back. We really want to improve our strength with these daily classes. So we want to come in with more confidence into these classes and into the rest of our days, feeling that we have more strength. You know, because I know that sometimes we usually approach lifting heavy things with maybe some worry, thinking that we might, you know, strain our backs. So I want us to feel that confidence that we're really getting that back strength that we need. Let's go ahead and take a stop here. Point the feet out just enough so that you can give yourself a little glute squeeze. I want you to have this easy bouncing here and get into those glutes. Give yourself a squeeze so your buns are tucked in. Also have those light or loose knees so there's just a hair of a bend in your knees. And then notice if you scoot forward to your handlebar, maybe you can lean back just a little bit to dig more into those glutes. And let's bounce for 10, 9, and 8 and feel your core strength here. Perfect. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and come back to parallel position. And now I want us to do some walking here where we're just going to walk in place. I want us to feel our knees guiding us as well as our core muscles. So keep your feet parallel to start. We're calmly nose breathing. Let's go ahead now and march with our feet pointing outward and make sure that you really go down into your heels so that you can get into those knees in a full 360 degrees, really stretching and strengthening our beautiful knees. Come back to parallel and then let's point inward. Just a little pigeon toe. Feel the balls of your feet pushing into your resistance mat. Beautiful. Come back to parallel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and bounce and relax. Now let's stop bouncing and let's roll our ankles. So we're gonna roll back and forth, just like this, side to side, leaning on the left side of both feet and the right side of both feet. Perfect. And if you need to take any weight off of your feet, you're welcome to always use your handlebar for support. Perfect. Let's come back to a normal position here, and we're gonna come up on our balls of our feet, leaning back on our heels and rock forward, back. Now do this in a very beautiful, fluid way, so you're working through underneath your big toes and underneath your pinkies. Perfect. Let's go ahead now and point our feet outward just enough and continue to do these calf raises for 5, 4, coming back on those heels, 3, beautiful, 2, and last one. And now get into a normal bounce and start picking up the beat here. All right, we're gonna get into some hip twists, and so we can stretch those hips. So we point one knee out with a mid bounce. If this is a little fast of a pace, you can always add more mid bounces, and then point that knee out, come up on the ball of your foot with each knee point, and notice that you're getting a stretch in your hips, but also in the upper part of your hamstrings, your glute hamstrings, your glutes, and your quads. Every time you put your knee in this position, your leg in this position, you're stretching your quad muscles. So get into the pace that works perfect for you, and notice that you're starting to pick up your breath a little bit, but you're still staying nice and relaxed and loose and limber. If you want to go ahead and challenge yourself by picking it up a beat, go ahead and take a mid bounce out, and let's work at a little bit of a faster pace and see if you can keep paying attention to how you come up on the ball of your foot with every knee point. I'm going to go ahead and come back down to a slower pace just to stay with you here if you're at a slower pace. And then I want us to go ahead and incorporate our shoulders by lifting up our shoulders one at a time. So it's the opposite as your knee point, and you're just creating more flexibility here in your upper back and also getting a little bit of core work. Beautiful. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the bouncing here, and I'm going to encourage us to try some gentle twisting. So we really can, if we want, just keep our feet flat and twist side to side in our hips. And if we want to let our feet slide around a little bit, that's perfectly good too. What we want to do is loosen up our back and start to work into our digestion, because this is like a washing machine here, and we're working into our core muscles. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and come back to a normal bounce. We're going to get into a wider stance. We're going to hold onto our handlebars, and we're going to start to squeeze our upper backs here while we bounce. So we have this awesome opportunity to flex our upper bodies while we hold onto our handlebars. And then while we bounce, this will strengthen and stretch our upper body muscles and ligaments and tendons. And so let's go ahead and get into a nice posture here where we have a wide stance, wide position with our hands, and we're just going to notice that we feel a little squeezing happening in our back. And we're going to keep breathing with our mouths nice and closed, and our jaw is closed, and we're starting to notice that we're getting a little flexing in our backs. If you need to scoot up to your handlebar a little bit more, do that. You also can play around with where your hands go. So your elbows can be out, but what happens if you bring your elbows down and into your sides here? Can you squeeze into your arms here and still hold your handlebar? Beautiful. So it's all fun. It works every different muscle, however we hold our handlebars. So let's all go ahead and bring our hands into this side position. Find yourself in a good space between you and your handlebars so that you feel loose, and hold here. Keep breathing. Let your body just stay in this squeeze for 8 more seconds. accessing mind to muscle, and each day, each week, each month, you're gonna get more and more and more into your mind to muscle connection. All right, let's go ahead and release and loosen up our back. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do some arm positions where we're gonna activate more muscles. So you find your perfect bounce so you feel safe while you let go of the handlebar. So if that means bringing your bounce almost to a stop, do that. If you want to have more of a pace here like Stephanie, feel free to do that as well. We're going to start with a power pose here with our hands on our waist. So you can tilt your wrists in a little bit of different positioning here depending on how your wrists are feeling. I like to have as much of a straight wrist as possible. So I like to squeeze the waist through the wedge here in the thumb, between the thumb and the pointer, and hold a power pose here where you're giving yourself a little bit of a squeeze so you can access your upper arms muscles, and then hold this pose here with power. And know that this pose does bring more creativity, and it also brings more confidence into our day. And so we're going to practice this here for another minute or so and feel all of the upper arm muscles that are getting worked. We've got shoulders, we've got those are our deltoids, we've got biceps, we've got triceps. We're working into our elbow strength. We're working all the way down into our forearms and wrists and hands. So keep holding here and breathing while we just relax and find our perfect balance. You could even notice that your breathing slows down. It might pick up a little bit. And if at any point you need a break, just let go, relax, and then get back into your power pose. We've got about 20 more seconds here. Beautiful. The next pose that we're going to do is hands on the shoulders. So get ready to lift the hands up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and take our fingertips up on our shoulders here. And now we're going to notice that we stand nice and tall. When we bounce in this position, I want us to really go into a flat foot. And so you really feel like you're using your back strength to stand up tall and bounce. And then you're also noticing your shoulders are fatiguing. So stand tall here, jaw closed, and just let your body get strengthened by your rebounder. Pull your shoulders down, make adjustments as needed. And if at any point you're feeling fatigue, which is a good thing, we're building strength, just drop for a few seconds and then get right back to it. Find your perfect position. You can also do what Stephanie did, which would be to stop and find your perfect pose, and then you can add the bouncing in. We've got about 20 more seconds here. Feel your shoulder strength. Perfect. Lift those elbows up for the last 10 seconds. 9, 8, great job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now relax, put your hands on your handlebar and let your arms just fully let go. Perfect. Now we're going to take one hand and we're going to wrap it around our tummy in front. We're going to take the other hand and wrap it around our back behind us. Now we're going to do a little squeeze here. So this is a very good stretch for the shoulder. It helps us to increase our self-love by holding ourselves and our bodies, and notice that our flexibility improves over time. Beautiful. And then we're going to do a slight twist here, where we're going to twist in the direction of the arm that's in front of us. So if this is your right arm in front of you here, I'm going to have you twist just 45 degrees or so to the right, if your right arm is in front. Hold here. Notice that your stretch got a little bit deeper in that back shoulder. And then come back to center. And then go ahead and drop and switch sides. So put that other arm, for me it's my left. Squeeze your body here. And then go ahead and turn towards that front arm, 45 degrees. Beautiful. Come back to center. For 3, squeeze it up. 2, 1, and relax. Let's go ahead and put our hands on our handlebar. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves to a stop. Get ourselves into a nice wide stance and start doing some baby squats here. At the top of your squat, I want you to squeeze those glutes and feel your legs being strong all the way through your quads and hamstrings and into your core muscles. So go ahead and go at your own pace here and go at your own depth here as well. You can go as far as you want, and you can use your handlebar as much as you need. Make sure you're safe. You don't want to lean too much. You don't want to pull your handlebar too much towards you because we don't want you to tip back. So just use it for your best form. I don't want you to ever feel like you have to go straight to the full squat where you're not holding on, because we can do so much strengthening and stretching in our bodies with the support of the handlebar and make incredible progress. I, to this day, still love using my handlebar for squats. Let's go ahead and just do a few more here. Feel that symmetry in your body. Feel your breath rate increasing. This is the last one. Let's go ahead and bounce. Perfect job. We're going to do some walking here, but this time we're pushing into our rebounders. And so what we need to do is bring our ceiling lower above our heads. And this is when the handlebar comes in really handy. So what we want to do is notice that we're picking up our knees, but we're keeping our upper body still and we're not rocking too much. We're really wanting to push and march in place here. And then stand up a little bit or bring your chest up a little bit higher with the support of your handlebar. And as your heart rate increases, because your muscles are getting hungrier for that oxygen, let that breath move through your nose into your muscles as needed. Then you'll be able to keep up with these strengthening exercises. And as soon as your knees feel like they've had enough, just pop up and give yourself a nice health bounce break. Go ahead and finish off with me here for 10 more seconds. Bring that ceiling low. See if you can bend down a little bit more for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pop up and give me a little health bounce. We're going to go ahead and do just one more segment of squats now that we're nice and strong and activated. So when you're ready, go ahead and stop bouncing, get into that wide stance, and give me some easy breezy squats at your perfect pace. Really pay attention to your body and to your breath. We're strengthening through our ankles, through our knees, through our hips here and our back muscles. Again, very important to start to build the confidence that we need to have a strong back. And that comes from feeling strong through our core. Perfect. Let's just do a few more here. Excellent. Let's go one more. Great work. Give me some recovery bouncing. We're bringing circulation into our body and relaxing. There really is many ways to jump instead. We can jump in a relaxed state. We can jump in a flexed state. We can jump at a low intensity. We can jump all the way to a high intensity. The rebounder will take care of us in any way we need it to and will help us to achieve the results that we're after, that we're desiring. And so that's what I love about the rebounder, and I know you love about the rebounder too. And so let's go ahead now, and we're going to bring our bouncing to a stop, and we're going to take a seat on our rebounders, and we're going to do some sit bouncing work, which is just such a wonderful way to get into our core muscles and start working the hip flexors as well. Steph's got her towel here for the Cellerciser because the Cellerciser does have springs, and in order to keep those springs quiet. We do need to do a little oiling on the springs. So just for preventative measures, it's nice to have that towel there for keeping your clothes clean. So let's go ahead and start by doing some rocking here. And so what we like to do is stay as poised as possible through our spines and then rock side to side and let those hips lift with each lean, and also bring your elbow into it by reaching your elbow back behind you. And then also let your head hang side to side, dipping as low as you can go so that you start to incorporate strengthening your neck muscles. When you have a nice strong neck, you will be able to bring a lot of sculpting into your face through jaw flexing. And so we need a nice strong neck to balance out the jaw muscles. So we just want to notice that our neck is feeling stronger and stronger by the session. Last one here, and let's go ahead and bounce. So you don't have to bounce here. There's lots of ways we can use the rebounder in the sit position without bouncing. Go ahead and give it a practice though, give it a try just to see how you're feeling. And if at any point you feel like you've had enough, we will be working our way into more sit bouncing over time because your back muscles will strengthen. So for all of us that are bouncing here, let's go ahead and bounce, and we're going to do some rocking back and forth. So what I like to do is when we rock back, I like to lift one leg or both legs to keep us in the best balance as possible. So let's grab our handlebars here, and when we lean back, just lift one leg at a time. And notice that when you lean back, your back muscles and core muscles are activating, and you're starting to feel that confidence in your strength. You're also sitting up with perfect posture and noticing that when you lean your head back, you're starting to feel strengthening through your jaw muscles and also in your neck. So just go to the extent in your lean as it feels comfortable for you, and just stay in a nice easy pace here of rocking back and forth. If you want to pick up the pace at all, you're welcome to lift both feet up at the same time and just do little lifts here and be very present with yourself with each bounce forward and back. And then one more way to increase intensity, whether you're doing single leg lifts or double leg lifts, would be to straighten your leg and flex your leg in a nice point. So you can get activation through your quad muscles, even through your back, the hamstrings and the glutes, all the way in through your calf and ankle. And then you could even take it to the point where you could start to lean side to side and do a nice lift and point and work your core muscles here, work those obliques with little side lifts. Doesn't that feel good? And we can do all of this without bouncing too. So we can lift and point and lift and point and get such an incredible workout through our core muscles as safe as possible. And then the bouncing just adds a whole nother element of resistance release, getting in and strengthening and stretching those muscles, bringing circulation to all of these muscles to help with faster recovery and to support the strengthening that we're doing by increasing oxygen to these areas. Bouncing really is so phenomenal for doing any movements that we do, taking them up onto the rebounder, because at the end of the day, all these movements that we're doing are very basic floor exercises, and we're taking them up onto our rebounders and adding the element of circulation, resistance, recovery, and brilliance, really. And so I'm so happy that we're all here getting to do this together in these daily classes and then feeling our absolute best, because that's what life is all about. Life is about doing something every day to make us feel the best we can feel. And I really do feel like jumping instead, along with nose breathing, are the best two things that we can focus on to start. So throughout your day, notice that you're keeping your jaw closed, you're standing with poise, and you're feeling empowered and invigorated from your jump sessions, and you're inclined to do more and more of them as your days and weeks and months and years go on. All right, let's go ahead and finish off for 25 more seconds just to top it off here and really get the ab workout that we're after. So go ahead and see if you can challenge yourself with doing a move that you haven't quite done yet. Maybe you want to hold here with your feet up. You could even experiment with putting your hands on the mat next to you. We got 6 seconds, and 5, and 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and relax here. and take some breaths as needed. Maybe you're working at a very low intensity. That is wonderful. Let's go ahead and stand up on our rebounders and finish off with some beautiful humming. We sometimes can think that we need to be breathing fast and in a high heart rate in order to get results. Well, everything changes when we're on the rebounder because we're getting this resistance release pumping action that's taking care of the strength and the flexibility. And so our heart and lungs will support us along the way, but they don't have to be overworked. So let's go ahead and all get into a nice hum. Humming is very healing for the body and brings vibration into the body. So let's go ahead and find ourselves with our breath nice and caught up. And when you're ready, go ahead and inhale through your nose and give me a nice, beautiful hum. Hum. One more time, inhale, feel free to move through your notes this time, go ahead. All right, let's go ahead and bring our bouncing to a stop here. And let's just let our bodies relax as we just feel the vibration in our bodies. Let's go ahead and have a moment of gratitude for the time that we just gave ourselves on our rebounders and how this is going to carry on into the rest of our day. Just 10 more seconds. Class is complete. Well done, trophies. Thank you so much for being here in this wonderful daily class that we offer. And happy Aloha Friday to you. Yay! Have a wonderful weekend. This may not be Friday for you, but whenever you get to this class, have a wonderful rest of your trophy day. Give the video a like if this was your style of workout, because if this was your style of workout, it's likely that it's more people's style of workout as well, more trophies out here in the YouTube universe. And so we want more people finding these classes so that they can be along for this live workout and for the trophy ride of their life, using a rebounder to bring health into our bodies, inside and out. So thank you again for being here. And if you want to go down into the comments section and leave us an emoji, I specifically bought yellow flowers today to accent our beautiful studio. So if you want to go down and give us either a yellow flower, which there's a sunflower, there's a daisy, you can also incorporate some yellow hearts if you desire. That would make our whole day. We just love to see those comments. It lets us know that you're here and you're staying accountable to these workouts, and you're also enjoying the beautiful colors that we're bringing to these classes to make you feel more warm and cozy. All right, trophies, do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you all have an amazing weekend. And thank you for being here. We are going to be going live every Friday, whether it be on YouTube or Instagram. So if you're interested in joining us for a Q&A, every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we go live for a Q&A, whether it be on YouTube or Instagram. We make announcements on both of those platforms, so definitely make sure you're following us on Instagram and in our Facebook public page, which is where we will be going live for our Friday Q&A today, on our public page, not in our private group. So thanks again for being here. We hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.